Let's go to Charleston, another nice place. And it was particularly nice for Kelvin Sampson and the Houston Cougars. They won all 3 games of the Charleston Classic by double digits. They beat Dayton 69-55. Okay, Jeff, LJ Cryer and Jamal Shead. Where would you rank them in the country as a duo?
I mean, they're up there. They're up there because you know what they do? They fit so well together. Like, you can say there are 2 more talented guards playing together, but those guys play off each other so well. Again, I've said this before. If you're giving me one player to make a 3-pointer at the end of the game on the line, I'm going to take LJ Cryer over everybody else in the country right now. Everybody. I think he's that good of a pure shooter. Jamal Shead doesn't get enough credit for what he does. Winning games, controlling games, toughness, all of that. I mean, defense travels. It traveled to our city. And Houston ended up winning fairly easily in Charleston for 3 games. It wasn't like they were tested. I just hope Kelvin took him out for a nice steak dinner at Hall's afterwards to reward these guys.
Hey, did you guys know that Goodman likes Charleston, that he likes the city, that he spends a lot of time down there? I think the Jamal Shead point is really interesting because when I spoke with Kelvin during the summer for the Almanac, I was expecting him to just straight up rave about Jamal Shead. And I don't know if it was just him trying to motivate him through the press a little bit or what, but he actually said this. I think he took a step back last year and kind of insinuated that Shead was a little bit distracted, maybe a little bit worried about draft stock, maybe a little bit worried about things off the court like NIL, maybe a little bit worried about not making the main thing the main thing. And I think if you look at the last 3 games they played, I'm going to kind of like throw the first 3 games out because they won them by like 40 points. But if you look at the 3 games when they were in Charleston, Jamal Shead averaged 13 points, 5.7 assists, 5.3 boards, and 2.7 steals. Sampson told me, quote, "If we are really good, it's because Jamal Shead has a really good year." That right there, those numbers, what he did in Charleston, that is a really good year, and I fully expect him to continue doing that for the rest of the season. He's a difference maker, Fanta. He's a difference maker for Houston.
And it's their defense. It's always a given. Tonight, Kobe Elvis, 0 for 6. Bennett for Dayton went 1 for 10. They take away your backcourt with the way that they defend. And as much as, Jeff, as much as everyone's talked about, they're heading to the Big 12. It won't be the American. And Kelvin's been on record saying that. It's going to be tougher. Here's the deal. For the rest of the Big 12, it's going to be more of a transition having to play that team in January and February than it will be for Houston.
Yeah, no doubt it's going to be tougher. I mean, the American was listen, there's a mid-major plus league. Now he goes in and plays the big boys. And like he told me, the difference is there aren't a lot of teams that you can just circle that you know you're going to beat even if you play your C game. If you play your C game now, you're going to lose some games in the Big 12, right? Even BYU is off to a pretty damn good start right now, and they were supposed to finish towards the bottom of the Big 12. Again, you knew this was going to be an easy one for Houston. Why? Because Dayton doesn't have a point guard right now. You know, when they lose Malachi Smith right before the year, it's hard to play a team like Houston and manufacture points with the physicality that the Cougars play with.
I thought that he had the best quote out of all of the preseason, all of the media days, all the non-conference stuff. When he said that he walked into a Big 12 head coaches meeting, and he was like, "It's kind of like walking into a dog park. You've got 2 dogs side-eyeing one another, sizing each other up, and all of them are German shepherds." And I was like, "Yeah, that's what you're walking into that league." And to your point, Gooden, everybody picked BYU like 13th in the Big 12. They were way at the bottom. And they beat a San Diego State team that is coming off a Final Four run that smoked your St. Mary's Gales, that is beating Washington right now as we sit here.